It was me all along, Froggy. I'm still here.
Yay!
Well, hello everybody. My name is Pup Team from the Geeky Puppet Show here on the Geeky Puppet Show today. For what? For what? For The Flash, Season 9, Episode 10. And join me as always, of course, is... Oh, no, it was him all along. It's Reverse Froggy.
Yes, it was me, Flash. I'm the one that pissed in your Cheerios.
Before we go ahead and start describing this episode, let's go ahead and put up the spoiler warning for those on Twitch and on YouTube. That way you're not spoiled. Well, you will be spoiled, but here it comes. So this episode, as we are witnessing this evening, it starts out pretty average. I mean, you have Trunk.
Yeah. Let me go.
Go ahead.
All right. So it starts off as every other shitty Flash episode.
That's right.
We get Allegra trying out a new costume that basically Mr. Runk, or I forget what his actual name, the Chester, basically her boyfriend created for her to help her with her power, control her powers. And I'm pretty sure I think it's pretty much the same one that she had in the costume or in the comics. Might be.
I wouldn't know.
Wouldn't be surprised. It's most super shows. Supergirl did this too. They made fun of the headband, a version of Supergirl. So anyway, yeah, it starts with that, and then it goes to we see basically Barry talking to basically his wife Iris and talking about the baby. She just got accepted for winning a Pulitzer for her.
Yeah, we've skipped 9 months.
Yeah, we pretty much skipped. Yeah, we're at 9 months. She's ready to give birth. Until Barry's basically blue light grabs him, he's pulled away. But the very beginning of this episode actually started out differently because we got it showed Eddie Thawne, but he's in a lab coat in a laboratory and he's doing stuff, and he's basically going into Mercury Labs. Says he forgot his badge. It's revealed that it's Eddie working at Mercury Labs. But we're like, wait, I thought Eddie's dead. So what is going on? Alternate universe shenanigans? We don't know.
But we're probably in an alternate universe because here's the thing: with Joe there, with not Captain, Detective Singh, we're all left wondering, okay, what's the details? Are we just back in the past? Is there going to be another Barry added to the that night that his mother dies? All these questions and more. However, he's also being chased down by this ancient space god. Or sorry, speed god.
Yes, it's not Savitar, and it's basically all known as the blue crystal, which to me gives off, whenever I see a crystal, there's a villain.
The blue stuff is really good.
Yeah, but I mean, it goes back to Eclipso. Eclipso was in a crystal. You had to hold him, and then he possessed you. But in this version, it's like blue kryptonite. But anyway, he wakes up and he doesn't realize, he doesn't know where he is. First thing he knows, he runs over to the Central CPD, Central City Police Department. Speaks and he runs into Singh, or Captain Singh. But in this version, suddenly Barry realizes he's Detective Singh.
Yep, because it's the past.
Yes, as I said, it's the year 2000. Joe is not a detective. Well, I don't think he is. He's just a regular beat cop. And Barry can't risk telling him who he is because it would risk changing the. He basically, from the last time he did stuff, started the flashpoint. He doesn't want to. He wants trying to avoid that because everybody knows that Flashpoint was a mistake in comic books and in this show. And anyway, so he tries to get Joe to help him. He wants to find the lady worked in Mercury Labs, Tina. I want to say Tina Fey. It's can't what her name is. But Amanda Pays played this character on the original Flash CBS. If you watch that, Tina McFay, Tina McGee.
You're
Tina
close. You're
Tina
so
McGee.
close.
It's Tina McGee, right? It's got to be like that. Right?
I think it's like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, he goes into the street, goes because Joe can't help him, so he leaves, and he gets basically a hit and run. He gets hit by what looks like the Reverse Flash's negative particles, and basically knocked out. Actually no. Who did he call? Oh, before this, he called Martin Stein on the phone, Professor Stein.
We did get to hear from Stein. That was nice.
Yes,
Who
awesome.
is this?
Yes, and the payphone. And as he sees his parents, basically after Stein hangs up, he sees his parents walking down on the opposite side of the road. And he goes across, and he gets hit by Reverse Flash, just basically the lightning, and he's knocked out. Then we get like a Marty McFly moment, where his mom walks up to him, and his dad basically stops the car from almost running him over. And he's laying knocked out in the middle of the road.
Well, except Marty McFly had his mom wanting to bang him.
Yes.
Barry doesn't have that, thankfully. We've left that creepy subplot from Flash season 7.
Of course, they're not going to do a flashbang.
Though
Yes.
that's one complaint. That's a complaint I have. Why are there so many damn flashbacks? Why?
I don't know, but this way, I guess they wanted to bring in his mother in and bring bring back Reverse Flash. Everybody knows that Reverse Flash is dead in the current timeline.
But somehow, here he is.
Yes, because after Barry basically wakes up in the hospital, just the same way he woke up after coming out of his coma, when he first got struck by lightning. But this is basically his dad's there, Dr. Henry Allen, and so is his mom's there, and they introduce themselves. We get to learn now that basically his mom helped out his dad I guess she was a doctor too.
Yeah, I don't remember that from the original, but that's
I don't know, but whatever. So so that was kind of cool. He gets a bond with them, and then he starts. He basically wants his clothes. He can't reveal who he is, so they ask him, "Who are you?" He says, "My name is Bart."
Yeah,
that was kind of weird. So then they talk to him, and they basically insist that because he stumbles, he says, "Oh, no, it's just my sugar count's kind of low. I need to go eat." And they invite him out to pizza. They go to Zatara's. It's a very good pizza place. Yes. They should have said. Too bad they couldn't say Zaffrino's, because that's a big popular one that came out in the 2000s. Anyway, so they go in. Barry eats 3 pizzas by himself. Talks about how he's about to be a father and stuff, and just talks about how he misses his parents. They're passed away. He bonds with Henry and I forgot what his mom's name is. I want to say Martha. Why did you say that name? No, it's
why did you say it?
Anyway, he bonds with them, and then he has to leave. And basically, as he goes, I guess he runs into as he's running. He finds Earbart Thawne using Matt Fletcher's face, the original. And
yes.
This is Barry basically learns that this is the night that his mom dies. And they basically go to a bar, and at first it looks like they're at Brick and Buffalo Wowlings. But of course, it's the bar that they use with Joe Blaine and stuff. It's the same set, rearranged.
Yeah, I thought for a moment there they were going to be playing it up a little longer, but then thankfully the Reverse Flash comes in.
Yeah, Reverse Flash. Dude, I love Matt Fletcher. there's don't get me wrong, I love Tom Cavanaugh, but I think we've seen too much of Tom Cavanaugh as Wells or as the Flash or as Reverse Flash. Matt Fletcher just brings the evil. I like them in Legends, so I like them. And this is basically, as far as he knows, he doesn't know why Barry's here, but it's a coincidence. But in reality, we do learn because Joe goes to the scene of where Barry, that's basically the John Doe. He doesn't know it's Barry. He doesn't know it's the kid that approached him. That where Barry got knocked on the street. They said there's a hit and run, but there's no body, no nothing. But then he hears something go, Joe. He looks over. It's a blue crystal. Picks it up. His eyes glow blue, and then he puts it in his pocket. And Detective Singh, with his bad 90s comb over or hairstyle, basically says, "Are you okay?" He's like, "I've never felt better." So it's like, so Joe's basically possessed by something. But then after this, after Earbot, Thawne, and Barry have their little like chess moment together, staring at each other across the table, neither one of them's drinking their beer. I was like, really? What a waste.
Give it to me.
Yeah. So watching this episode, I gotta say, like, this is the second CW show that had characters drinking beer, but it doesn't affect them. We had when Superman and Lois, which we're going to view a little later. There's a scene there where Clark has a glass of wine, but he says it doesn't affect me when Jonathan asks him about it. So the same thing here.
Your mother.
So anyway, so they ends up basically Barry wants to basically save a Reverse Flash. He says, give him a choice. You don't have to do this. So you may win the battle here, but you'll lose the war. And Earbot Thawne, being the idiot in the is that he's still full of himself, classic trope, does not believe Barry. Now this scene, I want to say here, I do love the fact that they have like it goes back to the night where Barry Allen basically, because I've always been watching the show, Barry originally created a flashpoint to go and try and save his mother, who was killed by Reverse Flash, and he changed card to create a flashpoint when he saved his mother. In this, he knows that he can't save his mother, so instead, he sees the other Barry in the old leather costume from the past. Basically, he tells him, give him the fingers and wave, no, don't, stay out of this. And he basically saves his younger self and then runs after Earbot Thawne. Earbot Thawne really thinks Gideon and his Countless says, like, you can't no longer use the Speed Force anymore. You're no longer connected. You're stranded. He's basically pissed off. Barry shows up at the end, runs behind him, and Barry kind of like he talks to him and tries to be and tells basically thanks Earbot. He said, this used to be my nightmare. He said, I struggled for years for this, but thanks to you, I finally I got to spend more time with my parents. I had one more day with them, and just to see how much they really love me. So this no longer bothers me anymore. And Earbot Thawne's pissed off. Not only is he stranded, but he failed to do the one thing, to torture the Flash. But yeah, there's only one other thing, and you want to talk about the battle between Blue-Eyed Joe West and the Flash?
With this ancient speed god who's saying, no, Joe's not my avatar. Don't worry, I'm just using it. But you can't take too long because Joe is human and I am not, and I'll burn through him. But they fight, and it gets to a point where it looks like Barry may have the upper hand. Blast Joe back, and Joe ends up on the ground. And so Barry goes over, Joe, here, let me help you. It's a trick. It's a trap. He picks him up, and suddenly he's blasting him with the blue energy. And Barry gets a moment where he has to think about Iris,
the baby,
his future daughter, his family, all of that. And he gets a moment to push back. And that's what he does.
And then we get a proton blast that goes through the hospital and knocks Singh back on his ass.
Yes.
Literally, it looked like they just basically had the orange and the blue, energy crackle, and it's just like this basically looked like Ghostbusters when you fire the proton stream. It was really weird. But we do reveal, he doesn't say who he is. He says that he's like, Barry, I know what happens tonight. I've been waiting for this since the dawn of time. And Barry's like, what? He's like, but you can't kill me, because you kill me, you destroy the basically the timeline and all that crap and stuff. And the guy's like if it's reverse flash, I can kill you too. And just like, I'm like, okay. As far as we don't know what this is, but it does end on the way it started with Eddie Thawne, Dr. Eddie Thawne, and Mercury Labs.
However, yes, go ahead.
But yeah, Barry gets pulled away from the blue energy. Like he got pulled, so in front of Thawne. Thawne's pissed off, so Barry's gone. We don't know. He got yeeted away through time and space again. But we do end in basically those who watched the '90s Flash. When you saw Barry Allen, Dr. Barry Allen, working with some chemicals, he sees a storm outside, and he looks at his hands. They start the hair goes on his standing up on his hands, his arms up. You see the chemicals blowing behind him on the shelf. He gets knocked back by lightning, lightning, because
it's how it started in this show too, the first season. I know it's been forever, but that's how it started for Barry as well. And slowly we get to see as Eddie Thawne gets to sit back up and he's moving, and then he sees this photo. And it's file, sorry. And it says, well, Edward Thawne, blah, blah, blah. And he asks, who's Eddie Thawne? And now I'm going to go ahead and point out the speculations that I just read. People are thinking that this could be Cobalt Blue.
Yes, it could be Cobalt Blue. Not really sure who that is. I'd have to Google it. Like I said, but I think that was a Jeff Johns creation.
I have no clue.
Yeah.
I'm looking at the Reddit, and people are saying that. Because I like to look at the overall consensus. And a lot of people are saying that this episode, and they're right, this episode isn't bad. It's really not bad. However, there's a reason why the rest of the episodes have sucked. That's because they only needed like 4 episodes, but they had to fill up to 12. So it's all been a waste of time.
So it's not even that. The reason why this episode didn't suck, because it limited the screen time for Cecile, Allegra, and Caitlin, Frost. I don't know. Ian. I don't know. I can't remember her name. Khione. Who was revealed that she's basically a Mary Sue. Oh, look, I just got back from Argus, and they found another power that I have. Like, shut up. Oh, it's just killing me. But they're only in for like 10 minutes before we finally got to see the Flash. And, see Barry and Nora, basically not Nora, but Iris, And that's why this episode was so much better. 45 minutes of it was pretty much without Team Flash.
Good.
Dear God, this always proves my point. When you get rid of everyone except for the Flash, and you have him going against his villains, it's a whole lot better. Otherwise, you should just call this Flash Family, because it's not the Flash. If it's called the Flash, you wouldn't be all about the side characters for like 15 minutes. Dear God.
And I think that I'm really sad, because even with a decent episode like this, it's just been bogged down so long that nobody's going to get to this point. They've wasted time. We're in the final arc now. I think we go to episode, what? Is it episode 12 or 13?
Episode 11 is part 2 of this.
Yes. And then for the season, though.
Yeah, for the season, I think there's only 3 more episodes.
All right, then we're close to the end. But you've heard pretty much, it's a good episode, but is it worth going through all the pain that we've endured? No.
I would say just watching this episode standalone by itself, it does tie up if you watch the third or fourth season where he created Flashpoint, created a new timeline, and then he had to go fix it, and then let his mom die.
And now he's going back, and what did I do this time?
Because it basically explains why there was a Barry Allen waving to the one that was trying to save his mom.
No Barry. All right.
Like it's bigger back and forth. It is great to see the actor who played Eddie Thawne and also Matt Fletcher coming back, seeing him too as well, and seeing Nora and basically, and then the actor John Elizabeth Shipley plays his father, Henry Allen. It's next to see him seeing Dr. Henry Allen instead of being Jay Garrick. I might like Jay Garrick, but I mean, it's great to see him, his dad, because those moments, like I said, I tear up a little bit. He's like someone who hasn't seen his parents, in forever, finally gets a chance to spend one more day with them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and believe me, Marvel, this is how you do one more day. It's only one day, and it doesn't screw up the character for the past, like the next 20 years.
Yeah, but there's not much more to say about it. I mean, we're going to be around for the next couple weeks. We'll finish it up on the Geeky Puppet Show because we may not be suffering for once, which is good. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps out the channel. If you're on Twitch, make sure to check us out on YouTube as well. It helps. It really does. We're going to review Superman and Lois in the next few moments, so don't miss that. And until next time, we better get running. Goodbye.
Run, Puppetine, run.
I'm running as fast as my legs can carry. I don't have legs.